is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I have a lot of work to do today. I thought I'd just get this out of the way before we start testing on the Christian Cinema and some other screen paints when we work on today also. So this individual back and forth is a fellow by the name of Crows1176 who has claimed his products to be something that they are not. What products we do have over here that we have been able to get our hands on, because this guy does not allow us to be able to test his products due to the fact that it doesn't work. And as I showed you in demonstrations back from Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, a company I had way back, we started developing gray screen paint products. So that's the only thing that was available at that time was gray products. His product shows to be around 8 to 9 years old because it reacts the exact same way as the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint products we have here now. Actually, I made a few of them, did a couple of demonstrations, did them side by side. They all reacted the same way. There is no way in the world that a gray screen paint product is ever going to have the ability to pull a contrast level next to a black screen. That's like saying that a cinema gray sample sheet we have here that we do testing on has the ability, hold on for a minute, let me turn my lights on for a minute. There we go. That's like saying that Elite comes in and says, hey, look, we got a cinema gray screen here, and this gray screen here has the same capability as a Dark Star 9. That's virtually impossible. Even they know that. So if someone comes in and tells you that their gray screen paint products is doing the exact same thing as a black level contrast screen or a gunmetal contrast screen, that's a lie. If they're telling you that they're pulling the same white levels as a white screen, that's a lie. And the reason why we know this is because we used to make this stuff. I know exactly the shortcomings of this product and how far it can go. In the customer demonstration, I could clearly see in the demonstration how the screen was completely washed out. You couldn't even see anything. And knowing it being a Disney movie, Disney is oversaturated with a lot of colors. The screen wasn't picking up anything at all whatsoever. It was faded and washed out. And as I told you before, with these usual displays, they can show a slight little image. They consider that passable, and that's not passable at all. That's considered to be a complete fail. No company is going to ever sign you with a contract. No one's going to put their name to that, knowing that they can't get the full image to come up. It's not going to work. So, as I said before, this is an individual who claims his product to be the best. At the end of the day, no matter how many claims you make, you cancel the orders. That's what it comes down to. A person who's supposed to have faith in this product, 100% faith in this product, does not cancel orders. That's what you have to understand. That's the part that you don't get. You canceled a ton of orders. And because when you did this, well, not a ton, but when you did this, this actually dropped the credibility of your product because it shows that you, the person who created the product, has no faith in it. You don't have any cancel orders from me. If you want to place an order through my website for a screen paint, go ahead. I'll ship it right to you. No problem at all. We don't cancel orders over here. I get requests all the time to ship out paint. As a matter of fact, I got to ship out a gallon of paint over to a couple of places that requested it today. So we don't do that. We don't cancel orders. But you cancel orders, and we know why you cancel those orders, because you know darn well if your product came over here, it wouldn't have that comfortable testing that you put your product through, because as I can see by your demonstrations, you are instructing your customers how to display the screens. They all look the same way. That's how we know. Now, this is my email account right here. This is how many times we have placed orders through Code's account. This is the invite that he has given us to buy from him. You gave us an invite to buy. As you did, and you forget this, you have a faint memory of this. You gave us an invite to buy right here. This is a copy of the email right here on my account. And we went and we made the purchase 11 times. And every time we made that purchase, you cancel the order. You can't go around telling people that your product is the best. You can't go around telling people that you're better than what we do over here, and that if we're scammers and we're fakes and we're all these things that we're supposed to be, then we should be a pretty easy person to beat. My product should be easy to take down if I'm all this, what I'm supposed to be. Interesting, we have customers showing our products on display. We have customers on our Facebook, customers who own our products. So I guess they must be fakes too. all the company contracts we're locked into, they must be fakes too. So you're the only one pretty much who makes these accusations. This is why in April I will see you in court. I haven't forgot about that. That's going to happen. You're going to be in court in April. So, like I said, your product doesn't work. It's an 8 to 9 year old product. It doesn't function. It doesn't work. It has limitations, which means it can work against a white screen. But if you're going against a Dark Star 9, if you're going against a Black Diamond, any one of the gunmetal high professional screens, you're not going to be able to pass that screen at all, period. Especially on the test demonstrations that you do, because you make sure you put a lot of colors up on the screen. You don't do straight color patterns. You skip over contrast levels like there's no tomorrow. I don't know how a person who claims their product is exactly like black technology or dark technology, but yet in your demonstrations, you skip over contrast levels like crazy. I don't see you doing any of our demonstrations whatsoever. Every challenge we've ever given you, you have canceled every challenge we have given to you. You have ignored it or did some kind of video game review or some kind of toy review or some kind of technical do-it-yourself hobby, something. You avoid it as much as possible. You don't do those test demonstrations we give you. None of them at all, period. I had told you about your UV mix not being able to have the ability to blow a white level, and you should be displaying a white screen behind the UV mix and displaying white levels. Never did that demonstration. I told you that you need to, the test you did against the Bear silver screen, complete fail. Anyone who basically drops in a couple of black teaspoons of black paint into Bear silver screen would match your product with no problem. But let me show you what we have here on the email account. So these are the email. This is the email that this individual, Crow1176, sent to us because, as I said before, for a person whose paint is supposed to be so superior, we have a difficult time getting it down here for testing. Now, how we got our hands on the Metallica mix, how we got our hands on the personal mix and the UV mix, we had somebody go in and buy those. I have links back from, I think, 2019. We have links from 2019 where we did a live stream trying to order his products. And in those live streams, you know, I back everything up. In those live streams, you could see him canceling orders in a live stream. And not only that, in one of the live streams, he was hiking the price of the paint up, thinking we weren't going to buy it, but we would continue to buy it. And then when that got to the point where that wouldn't work anymore, he basically pulled his eBay listing, the entire listing. As a matter of fact, we had somebody in the live stream go into eBay to see if the listing was still there, and it wasn't there. Now, when you got to go through that just to make sure that somebody doesn't buy your product, something's wrong there. Something's really, really wrong there. So we had somebody going. We had a few people in the live stream that offered to buy it. That's why we have it here. That's what we had to go through. Now, the second time, knowing what we had to go through the first time, we went in and we had the first person go in and buy from us again. That's how we got the new version, or we got his version of the Metallica Mix 2.0. That's how we got the container and everything. We had the unboxing video. We sent in the bag and it was leaking and all that mess. So we got that from him because we had somebody going to get it. The person went in to buy again for the Cinemax. We were coming to get this paint next. But he figured out who the buyer was and he canceled the order. And this is a person who basically, he says his product is the best and you're supposed to buy from him because of confidence in his work. So because of that, he decided to send us this email right here. And in this email, he's telling us that we don't have to send somebody in to buy the product. But keep in mind, this is paranoia for him because he has to figure out at the end of the day which one is a customer and which one is buying from us for us. And that right there was causing him too much stress. So he said, well, you know what? I'm going to send him this link. So he sends me this link telling me you can buy as much as you want. No need for no nonsense, with confidence. Crow, I don't even think you know what confidence even stands for. You don't put that in a sentence if you can't carry it through. So anyway, this is the link he sends us because, you know, this is a particular screen paint that we're looking to do tests against because he made a claim that his screen paint was able to pull a contrast level equal to a black phoenix. And when you make accusations like that, Of course, yeah, another company's going to come in. If you go against Black Diamond, you say, hey, look, my product can do blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that, and so on, so on, so. Guess what? Black Diamond might request your product to test against one of their screens to see if the accusations that you're making are true. And if they're not, at the end of the day, you could require a lawsuit at the end of the day. So, as you said before, your product is supposed to be better than mine. So, what are we going to do as a company? We're going to go in and buy your product, bring it down here, put it against our screen, do a live demonstration, and see if your product does exactly what you say it does on your YouTube video. But what does he do? Now, he sends us a link where we can go buy the product at right there. And at the bottom, you decide. And I'm going to post this onto my Facebook page for everybody to see exactly what you did. At the bottom, you post a little message for us with a bunch of insults. Because you think at the end of the day that I'm not going to click on that link and buy from you. But you got the wrong person. I am going to click on that link 11 times. Probably would have been higher than that. And it got to the point where it got kind of sad. And I said, you know, we're not going to order anything from him because he's just going to keep canceling. Every video that we shot, you canceled order after order after order after order. And then in between that, you sent in these little messages in between each order of you being harassed. You sent in messages as in you wanted me to call you. You sent in messages as in this is an unhealthy obsession. You sent us a link to buy. And then you start complaining on the other end when we call your bluff. So here's your little message for those of you. I want you all to read this. And we're going to read this again. Enough with all the, I'm not going to say the curse word, but whatever that's supposed to, what you call that to be, that's what you did exactly. Here's the site, order all you want. Do you understand what the words order all you want stand for? And be done. Not like you, I'm a professional. You're not a professional. A professional would have honored that agreement and brought the payment. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, we can get your products. It's not a big deal. You can say, oh, he's whining and crying because he can't get my product. We can get your product, just like we have them over here. It's just that now you have to go through the nightmare of trying to figure out who is buying your product from us or your customers. That's what you got to deal with now. Well, we can get your product. That's not hard to do. We just have to make sure whoever buys the product only buys it one time. That's it. That's how we have to do it in order to get a payment out of you because your product doesn't work. But read through it right here. So right here, as he states, where he says about all the drama. No, buddy, the drama comes from you. Your product doesn't work. So you're saying your product is the best from the best. Crows mixes, be a man for the first time in your life. Well, I did. And not in the first time in my life. I've always been a man from day one. I've ordered from you 11 times. 11 times. $85 is $935. So these are the cancel orders that we received from Crows1176, that every time he went in to purchase his product, he canceled the order every single time. I'm gonna move my surge over here for a minute because I'm gonna get this, my tripod stand right in here because I want you to see all the cancel orders that we got from him, right down to where he refunded money back to the account. Look at the dates. Refunded money back to the account, canceled order. That's what us buying from him was again. No sooner than we bought from him, he canceled the order. Money received, refund back to the account. Orders canceled again. There we go, ordered again. These are little messages he's leaving over top each message. Now, you can't say that, oh, you have an unhealthy obsession if you told us, if you're on camera and you're talking all this trash about how your product's this, how your product's that, how we're supposed to be scammers, how we're doing all this dirty stuff we're supposed to be doing, but when we come to basically buy your product and bring it over here for testing, the first thing you start doing is start crying and whining about how people are obsessed with you, about people are harassing you, but you just sent us this email over here telling us that we could buy whatever we wanted from you. But in the same process over here, now that we called your bluff and we started placing orders, now it backfired on you. And the only thing you can do now is start to pull in a Karen. Thank you for shopping. We placed another order there. That's the original link he sent over right there. So this is the nonsense. Like I said, this individual, if you claim your product to be exactly what it is, and we left the mic open, by the way, if any of you Crow boys who want to talk, and because his followers are coming and start talking a lot of trash about how his product is this and his product's supposed to be that, this, that, and the other. But funny thing about it is I never hear you guys talking at all, period. At all. Because you can't talk. Because you can't claim your product to be something when it's not. At the end of the day, your product is what it is. It is black and white paint. That's what it is. From what I've seen, from what we have over here, from what we tested, it is a black and white paint. The Metallica Mix 2.0 basically is a black and white paint. We have a YouTube video showing you making that product, and the title of that video is Metallica Mix. And in the video, it shows you mixing a black and white paint together to make that product. Let me see what we got this over here. So we know you're scamming people because we know it's a black and white paint. The Digital One Crystal Screen Paint starts off with a black and white mixture, the base of it. The product that you showed with the bare silver screen reacts the exact same way. Let's pull this up for a minute right here. You're mad because you get busted and you get caught. This is why in your demonstrations, we can see all the little corners you cut. This is all the links of all the stuff that you have done that we caught you doing. And this is one of them right here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take all of this right here. Excuse me, people. There it is right there. That's the video right there. Anybody can copy and paste that link, and that link will bring you right to the video where you got caught making this product. Title of the video that you posted on your YouTube channel right there. And that's your kitchen. That's your /kitchen, /dining room, or what you have in your apartment. That's you. This is the video that none of your followers can find. They can't find this video. We have it. We had a copy of it. But you deleted it off your channel. The reason why you deleted it off your channel, because I guarantee you, when your screen paints get over here, we're going to run these same tests. The same mixture that you made right here, we're going to make it. We have black and white mixture, and we're going to match it against your products, depending on how much black paint we add in. And I guarantee you, every last one of them match. Because we already did it with my mix. He had the Metallica Mix 2.0. We got a screen paint we call My Mix. It's the same thing. It's a black and white mixture. Same thing. It matches this product perfectly. No problem. The Personal Mix and Metallica Mix match perfectly. The only difference between that is that there's less black paint in the Metallica Mix. So we know that. There's nothing special about your products. That's you right there in the video. Now, at the end of the day, how come no one can find this video? How come we're the only ones with it? Because you deleted it. When people delete stuff off their account, they're trying to hide things. But yet, at the end of the day, we're the scammers. At the end of the day, we got things to hide. At the end of the day, we're using smoke and mirrors, right? At the end of the day, but this is coming from an individual who has given us 11 cancellations. At the end of the day, your product doesn't work. As I showed in just about every demonstration yesterday, we put your screen paint against just about every screen we had in this house. It couldn't pull a color level. It couldn't pull contrast. Even on the screen in the next room, which is a gaming cinema, and that screen's a dark gray. It has a contrast shifting capability and gamer technology in it, and you couldn't match that. We had two projectors running, a 720p and a 1080p projector running. And both of them, with your screen in between them, you couldn't match the color of either one of them. That lets me know from those test demonstrations when we do that your product is black and white paint. That's how we know it's black and white paint. Your supporters can support you all you want. We really don't care at the end of the day. But if you're going to challenge my product, if you're going to call me this, that, and the other, and all these dirty things you want to call me, then at least be man enough to have an order go through. So basically, you can back up your product, and you can't back your product. At the end of the day, you can't back it. Because we have these right here showing you can't back your products. These are all canceled orders from you over and over and over again. And this is after you've given us an invite to buy. Clearly shows at the end of the day, you cannot back your product. Even your own followers can't even come in and have the confidence. If I place an order right now, your people who follow you can't even come in and say, if I say, hey, look, what are the odds of him canceling the order? Yes or no, is he going to cancel the order? They're not going to reply back. There is no way in the world any of them are going to sit there and say, no, he's not going to cancel the order. It's going to go through. They're not going to do that because they know they're going to look like a fool on live. Look at this. All canceled orders. You can't cry and whine and say to somebody, well, it's harassment. You can't cry and whine to somebody and say, hey, here's this and the other when you gave them the invite to buy. You're a person who has a really fast car and you brag about how fast your car is better than everybody else's car. When you come up to somebody that's a real machine, a real race machine, you back down, you disappear. I'm pretty sure you've probably been doing that, I hate to say it, but most of your life. But these are the little messages. Mind you, here's the email right here for you to read. And we're going to post all this. Is going to be posted on Facebook, or we're going to post this actually on the website. This is going on the website today. This is the email. Remember, I want you to remember, this is what you sent to us, telling us to buy from you. And then after we came in to buy, you canceled orders left and right. Not only did he cancel orders, but he sent us messages in between each canceled order. Money was put right back to the account. That's PayPal contacting us, letting us know that money was put back into the account that fast. And his messages, after telling us we could buy whatever we wanted, no need to go through all the nonsense, buy with confidence. Let's show you the nonsense that comes from Jamie Fernando, or Crow1176. And his messages he puts down, if you want to know why I won't sell it to you, call me. So why would we have to call you if you just told us here and sent us a link where we could buy? Why would I have to call you? What would be the purpose of that? That doesn't make any sense. And this message he sends to me over a canceled order, harassment. All right, so now you're saying we're harassing you after you told us that we can buy from you. Which one is it? Can we buy, or are we harassing you? And this one right here, in the message over top, he says, Crow says you're banned from the website, as he's posing as another person who's basically telling us, somebody else is telling us, guess you have multiple personality complex disorder, but we'll leave that for another time. You're banned from the website. Sure, we made 3 orders after that. I have the same Wix website. I've had it for more than you have. You haven't. I basically know the site inside and out. You can't ban somebody from a site. The only thing you can do is you can put a permission lock on there where you can give everybody a password, but that kind of makes things complicated. People are shopping from you, which we covered that already in another one. You don't know what you're talking about. But Crow says you're banned. Now, how are you going to ban us from buying? So we're banned from buying screen paint from you after you gave us an invite to buy? Think about that for a minute. You gave us an invite to buy as much as we wanted, right? But now, because we called your bluff and placed the orders, we're banned from buying from you. So you're telling us to be a man for once in our life, which I placed the orders. And now because we called your bluff, we're banned from buying from you? Yeah, that doesn't sound right. All right, mind, this is his messages, him messaging us right here. Let's see, you're banned if our product is garbage, why you order it? You really, that's how we know it's you. Because your grammar is really, really bad. Not to disrespect you, but it is really bad. This is how I know that you're posing as another person. As I'm saying, Crow says you're banned. That's you talking. If our product is garbage, why order it? Oh. Well, the thing about it, the reason why we're ordering it, because you told us that we can order because you gave us this email right here. Did you not forget? Do you have dementia or something? Because you just said that we can order from you and you sent us a link right here. So if you sent us a link and told us that we could buy all we wanted, we're buying all we wanted from the link. But because we ordered again, he sits there and he says that about how we want his product so bad. You just sent us a link where we can buy from. But read right through here. Thank you for all the promotion. No, it wasn't good promotion for you, buddy. You canceled a ton of orders. We are full of orders. Thank you, scammer, with a good sales pitch. Calling me a scammer, but interesting. Over here, we have you making your product out of black and white paint, but yet we're the scammers. And this is a video that no one can seem to find for some reason. So in the video, in this thing right here, this message, you tell us that if our product is garbage, why do you want to order it? We want to order it and bring it over here so we can see bottom line, if your product does what you say it does. If you're going to make accusations that our product is supposed to be this, that, and the other, that's why we're buying your product, to bring it down here to test, to see if it does exactly what you say it does. At the end of the day, why are you canceling orders? And if you're going to call us scammers, well, how do you explain this video right here of you making a black and white paint? For some reason, video doesn't exist anywhere. And the interesting thing about it is in this video demonstration, I tested your product against not the Metallica mix made in here. I tested against another screen paint that had nothing to do with your screen paint at all, just to see if it would match. And it did. It matched perfectly to the personal mix. So I'm figuring that this particular mixture right here, adding in more or less black paint, would pretty much match all your products. Because there's no reason to delete a video if you got nothing to hide, right? People delete things when they have things to hide. So be careful about swinging around accusations about calling people scammers, because you, sir, are a scammer yourself. You have a product that is around 8 to 9 years old, trying to pass it off as something that is not. You're claiming that you can pull contrast levels equal to black screens. And when we tried to buy your products with your invite to buy, you canceled the orders. And then in between canceling the orders, like I said, I think you have some kind of dementia or something's going wrong with your brain, because you forget, if you send someone an open invitation, that's like saying, hey, we're going to have a party. Come over to the house, food, drinks, enjoy yourself. And then somebody comes out, it's like, oh, no, you're not invited. I never said that. I don't remember the invite. There you go. That's what you did. At the end of the day, it just shows that we called your bluff. I knew you were going to cancel those orders. Like I said, now we're going to go back to the way how we get your paint. We're going to have somebody order the paint, bring it down here so we can do it that way. That's how it's going to be done. You don't want it done that way due to the fact that it's going to cause you a lot of stress at the end of the day, because you got to figure out exactly out of those customers, which ones are us and which ones are your customers. That's the part that you don't want to have to deal with. Yep, and that's me making the paint right there. Made it right there on camera. Exactly in the tutorial video, painted it right there. I'll put the link at the bottom if you haven't seen it. Went back and we got the personal mix. We didn't get the Metallica mix. We were curious to see how close it would come to matching the personal mix. And it did. There's the personal mix right there. That's the same sample sheet we had. Matched it perfectly with no problem. Which shows at the end of the day, you know what that tells me? It tells me that all your products are made out of black and white paint. That's what it tells me. Pulls the same contrast level. Pulled the same in the star field. We did a color pattern test, everything. Did the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Black and white paint. That's the reason why you cancel the orders, because you know darn well when your product got done here, number one, it was not going to pull contrast level next to a black screen. We all know that's the biggest lie anyone could ever tell. That's not going to happen. Nope. Match perfectly. Right down. And keep in mind, that is two different mixes. That is the personal mix and the mixture we made off his channel showing the tutorial how to make it. So how is that possible that you were selling this product? Because when we bought this product and we bought the other one, we paid, well, yeah, I'm a scammer. That's what you're saying, right? But I'm showing you I'm a scammer, right? So how do you explain this? Explain it. I'm giving you an option. Explain it right now. Explain it right now. What's this? Explain. Oh, quiet, aren't we? See, it's interesting. They can come in and run their mouths, but they can't explain. Why do we have a black and white mixture right there in this video? Find me the video right now and post at the bottom of the link. Ain't saying a word. Look at them. And if we're such a scammer, how come we got so many canceled orders over here on them? I'm showing, that's a sad thing about it. So I guarantee that's Crow right there. With C, that's probably Crow. Crow, at the end of the day, this is your video. This is your dining room. That is your hand, and that is you making a black and white paint. And that is us making the same mixture that we saw in the video, and it's matching your product perfectly. Explain it to us. Where's the video at? How come no one else can find the video except for we're the only ones who have it? Where's the video? Did you delete the video? Where is it? Oh, okay, I thought not. He doesn't speak. Let's go back over here. All this is going to be posted today. Let's go back over to the account again. Let's show you the canceled order. So this is the link that you sent to us telling us that we can buy as much as we want, right? So as you're telling us, buy whatever we want, buy with confidence. You're a professional, but yet we got all these refunds over here. Every time we go to place an order from you, you cancel the order out. And not only do you cancel the order out, but you send us little messages in each one telling us why. Now, in one of the, like I said, you want us to call you, requesting for us to call you. Why would I have to call you? Why would I have to call you at the end of the day? Look at you. Look, again, you're the one who put the link up, buddy. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't make a difference. You can make whatever insult you want. It doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, you put the link up for us to buy, and we purchased. You can say whatever you want. If you're going to talk trash about someone's product and say your product is better than theirs, then you have to be to back it up. You can't just cancel an order and back out. No, you got to back it up, and you can't back it up. You're not a man. But let's continue on. So in one of his links, he sends, don't need your business. Have a blessed day. Stay away. You asked me to stay away from you, which means you're afraid of our product. Isn't that what it says right here? Didn't you ask us to stay away? Thanks. Because at that particular time, we had already ordered about 6 of his screen paints already with cancellations behind them. You can't talk trash about your product being the best. You can't talk trash about your product being better than us. You can't go around calling other people scammers. If we're supposed to be all these things, then how come you're afraid to send your paint over here? Maybe because it doesn't work. Maybe it's because we were making your product, what? Way back. Let's go check out one of my old videos on the digital and crystal screen paint and see how close it comes to matching your product from 8 years ago. I can make your product, Crow. Easily. I know what's in it. I know exactly how your product is made. I know how it reacts. I even watch how it washes out on the screen, how it gets that tannish look to it. Digital and crystal screen paint did the same thing, had the same reaction. There you go. Look at the date on the video, Crow. 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, if you had made the product you have now, your paint would have been pretty popular because at that particular time, that gray screen paint mixture was popular at that time. Now it's considered to be a low-end product. You see the color of this? This is Elite Screens right here. This is an $800 screen. Compared to the Cinema Gray 5D, which costs around $1,500 to $1,600, that's the more advanced model than that because it's slightly a little darker. And then the darkest screen they have, which is a Dark Star 9, which is the most expensive screen, costs $3,000. Black Diamond, $5,000. Daylight screens, the new screens, $5,000. These are darker screens. See, that's where the future's at. That's why you can't match any of our demonstrations because your product can't even pull a proper contrast level, let alone proper color. We've done this test already before. Even that, I have a screen paint called My Mix. It matches your products perfectly with no problem. And that's just black and white paint at the end of the day. Your products don't work, they're old, and they're outdated. That's what they are. I can show you videos of video after video or video of products that look exactly like yours from 8 years ago. Here's one right here. (2012). Look at the color of the screen. Look at the discoloration on the screen. The tannish, see that old tan all around the screen? Yeah. And that's with the lights on. Another refund from PayPal. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Look, at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to, Crow. What you got to understand. You canceled orders. See, it'd be different if I came in and I placed orders from you. Say I go in and I place orders from you, and I never got an invite to buy from you. I just went in and placed orders from you. Then you can accuse me of being obsessed and all this other stuff. You can accuse me of that. But we never approached you with a link at all, period. Never. I've never emailed you ever with a link at all, period. I showed you links to my customers. I showed you links to contracts we received down in time. That's what I showed you. But I don't put in links like that. We don't do that. But you're the one who approached us. You're the one who beckoned us, who told us, hey, look, be a man. This is what you wrote to us. Is this not your email address right here? Is that not your email address right over there, right? This is what you wrote to us. Not only did you send me a link telling me that I could buy from you, but you wrote this nonsense right here telling me to be a man, that you're a professional, that I could buy all I wanted, that your product was the best of the best. So what do you think I was going to do? And then when I go in and buy from you, you start canceling orders left and right. And then you start going crying Karen. You start putting in little messages like, oh, we're obsessed with you, or we're this, we're that, because you knew we were streaming everything live. So you put those little messages in there so they will pop up. Did you not forget this? Did you not forget you sent us this? You gave us an invite. We went in. You write the check, we definitely want to cash it for you. How much you want back in change? I called your bluff. It backfired. It blew up in your face. You didn't think I was going to place those orders. That's what happened. And then when it blew up in your face, the first thing you started doing is issuing us refunds left and right, putting money back into our accounts. Because you knew at the end of the day that if your product got down here, it wasn't going to work. And that clearly shows, Crow, no matter what videos you do, no matter what you say, at the end of the day, because we have these now on you, it clearly shows that you have no confidence in your product. This is what this shows. In your mind, you think it resembles us wanting your product so badly. That's what you think. No. At the end of the day, you know what this means? That people watching this now, and when we post this everywhere else, you know what it means? At the end of the day, it clearly shows that you have no confidence in your product. Oh, I do have a life. I have a couple contracts there sitting on the table. I got a contract. I got solar screens I got to do today. The difference between my work and yours is that I can go walk out through my entire environment and I can show multiple screens throughout my entire environment. You can't do that. I got screens sitting in my backyard. I got screens sitting on my deck. I got a 135-inch screen sitting right next to me right now. You can't do that. You're limited, just like your paint. You can only go but so far. Not to be rude here, but you have been in the same apartment. I've been in 3 houses already. I'm buying this house right here, and I bought 2 of them across the street. I make money. I'm good. You see my table at the end of the day? My table's always stacked. So I'm good. Trust me. But you, on the other hand, your product doesn't work. And the reason why your product doesn't work is because you do the same cheap demonstrations every time on the same 100-inch screen, on the same projector. Every once in a while, a blue moon, you may swap it out and you cut corners like crazy. Hey, buddy, look, I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, this is what we have on you. That's it. Ain't about, at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to, Crow. This is where you messed up. You should have honored the agreement. At the end of the day, we're still going to have your product. You went through all that for nothing. At the end of the day, I still have your mixes down here. So we're going to have your products down here. We're going to do the testing. And this time you can't do anything to stop it. Okay, whatever. At the end of the day, Crow, this is you. You cancel the order, you back down. If you're claiming your product to be the best of the best, as you say it is, why do I have this in my hand? You put that money back in my account. In one of the streams, you put the money in my account so fast, it was 1 minute. And we had this on recorded. I can put all the links in right now if you want. We got them. We streamed every last one of them. Every last one of these transactions was streamed. There's a video behind every last one of them. I'll put all the links in so you can all look through all the transactions. And one of the transactions, we even made a bet with your own Crow boys. I said, how much you want to bet that he cancels this order? Yes or no? We placed it right there on camera. None of them said anything. Not one of them backed you up. Not one of them came in and backed you up. Because they knew at the end of the day that you were going to cancel that order. And you did. So all of a sudden, we're harassing you after you give us this permission to buy. We're doing all this stuff against you. We're banned from your site. All this stuff. It's a shame when people basically can't back up what they can do. They go into personal insults. I'm a professional in this field. I don't let basically that interfere with business. This is business, so I don't do that. But you do that because you're a child. But go on, keep on. At the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. At the end of the day, I know this is what I have. This is my trophy right here. I'm going to frame this and put this in my office. I'm also going to frame this and put this over and send it over to one of the guys. We had the open area to put your screen paint on display next to a Phoenix half and half and hit that with a 12K Christie projector on a star field. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're going to advertise why people shouldn't buy from you. We're going to make this a part of our campaign now. But like I said, put in the personal insults. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm a professional spirit. You got to have thick skin in this business. I've been called all kinds of, even the racial slurs you've called me. When you called me nigger multiple times, yeah, that was you. We all know that. So it doesn't bother me. Got to have thick skin to be in this business. But apparently, since you have to go over into personal things or stuff like that, it shows that you're not a professional in the business. But I can see that the more you insult me like that, the more I can clearly see that this bothers you. And it does. This is your work right here. Look at all the refunds we have from them. 11, I sent you $935 to your account. Look, he's still upset. Show customer screens, show one customer screens. Oh, sure. What do you want to see? Which one? We'll show you one we just had a few minutes ago. Let me go over here. This one right over here. Which one you want? He asked to show customer screens, just one. Oh, you can't be that stupid, can you? Oh, by the way, this is what a professional website looks like, not like the one you were showing off. And yeah, these are my customers right here. These are the pictures showing off our screens. Here's videos. Oh, this one right here is a church. Screen was 1,000 inches. These are the previous ones we just launched on here, right here, here and here, right there and there and there. Which one you want to see? Which one you want to click on? How about we click on this one right here for you? No. You said just show one. Remember what you said? Just show one. That's what you said, right? Here we go. You said just show one. That was your words, right? Don't change it up. I love how when we back it up, they run their mouths, and then the minute we back it up, the first thing they do is they get upset and they go, no, but it got to be this one, but it got to be that one. Yeah, okay. No problem. But here's just the thing you got to deal with, Crow. You got to deal with the fact that your product doesn't work. It's old. I can make your product. I can look at it and tell how it's made. See how the before and after? Look at that. See the size of that screen, Crow? That's a 1,000-inch screen right there. See those studio lights up there? Look at that. I want you to look at that for a minute. You see all those studio lights up there? Look at that. Look at all those studio lights up there. That's my technology right there. See all those lights? That's more light combined in that one area than all the demonstrations you have ever done, including your customers. That's impressive, isn't it? No, don't get mad. Let's move on. Now he has multiple personality. Now he's not Crow. All right, let's go over here real quick. Let's show you another one right here. This is one we posted right here. Look at this. Oh, and the fellow said if you want more, he'll send you more. But no. Dissatisfied what? Dissatisfied customer? Wow. Sure. Now he's a dissatisfied customer. Yeah. You got multiple personalities. Anyway, let's move on. He went from talking about my personal life, trying to talk about my personal life to try to insult me there. Then he went from talking about this, that, and the other. Now he's a customer now. This is coming from a person just show me one customer. And now we're showing all these customers and pictures. Yeah. Bye-bye, buddy. I'm gonna put you in timeout because we need to keep those links active so we can show those off to our, we put them on the other sites. See what we get, see how they switch up. Now he says, show me one customer. All these customers were showing in. You don't want me going to my Facebook page. Look at this. All right, let's move on. Let's go back to the emails right there. Show me one customer, please. Anyway, let's get back to this real quick. So like I said, at the end of the day, because I got to get back to work. Downstairs, we're going to be working on some new projects. I got the 3D mapping software we're going to be working on today because I got to do that for a company today. They want to see the difference of why, because they use Goose Screen. Goose Screen is a gray screen paint product. It's a gray, and we're telling them that it's not worth the time. It's gray. It's not going to show up the way they want it to show up, especially if you're going to be using it for visual and special effects. So we're going to be doing a demonstration on that. Crow, you're willing to, we're going to put your product paint in there to just show them at the end of the day they shouldn't buy from you either. Matter of fact, we're just going to make it a campaign why people shouldn't buy from you. Not only are we going to make a campaign why we shouldn't buy you, but we're going to show your cancellations showing that you don't have any confidence in your product. Oh yeah, these are going to be posted everywhere, showing that you have no confidence in your own product. And that's the title of this video. You don't have any confidence in your work. You don't do any kind of testing at all. From the demonstrations I've seen already, when you do demonstrations on a personal mix, you kept that screen in the dark every time you showed any demonstration involving any form of contrast levels. When you try to show those washed out colors, you do that in a well-lit environment. I noticed all that. That demonstration that you did where you had the entire environment dark. That environment was dark with one light in the environment, and then you had light peeking through the peephole around the windows, clearly showing that it was probably 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Why was your apartment so dark? And then you had that piece of 4x8 piece of wood laying down there, because if you look over in the corner, which we caught, we saw that the window blinds didn't come down so far. So you would have had about a couple of inches of light that would have peeked under that blind, and it would have hit the bottom half of your screen, causing your screen to wash out. That's why you had that piece of board there, because there was no reason for you to have that in the demonstration whatsoever. I don't care if you were doing work on your wall at the particular time. It should have never been there in the demonstration. We know why it was there. The demonstration that you did with the Sony, it shows the night scene with the red and the black. You can clearly see you were sitting right up on top of the screen. You do a lot of those demonstrations where you're sitting right up on top of the screen. You need to take your camera, you need to pull it back so people can see the entire environment, how the screen is reacting to the ambient light in the environment. That is virtually impossible to see if you're sitting that close to the screen to begin with, because you can't see how the environment is interacting with the screen. You're right up on top of it. All you can see is the center part of it. That's it. The reason why you do that, because there's probably a good chance that that environment is dark. And I can tell that by the video you shot, due to the fact that the neon lights you have on the back of your screen did not fade or wash out. They were nice and bright, and they were in the back of the screen. Now, if they were in the front, that's a different story, but they sat in the back. And the fact that they were able to illuminate that much light reflecting off the wall clearly showed that your environment was dark. Yeah, we can see all that. I can break all that down for you, and I can see all that. Just like Mr. Cookie Cutter. Man, that was the most easiest, where's Waldo and where in the heck is Carmen Sandiego that I ever broke down in my entire life. So easy to break his video down. This is how we learn from high performance projection screens on what's missing in their environment, and how we're able to develop screen paints that can advance higher than high performance screens, because we watch and we study their demonstrations and we see where they're light dodging, if they're not showing camera angles, which means if they're not showing enough angle gain on the screen, that clearly shows the screen may have a narrow viewing cone problem, and it might not be able to pick up on a side angle. These are things we look for. What kind of caliber projectors are you using? If you're using all ultra short throw projectors, or short throw projectors, that means the screen may have an issue with long throw. So these are things we look for in the environment, how they're spacing out the lights. My personal favorite is the window blinds. I look at the window blinds. If I can't see objects on the opposite side, it clearly shows that your blinds are on a slant, which means basically your light is traveling, hitting the slant and going downward instead of going straight. That lets me know that you're blocking window light. All that information is what we can get off one video from watching someone's technology. And then once we get it over here, we know how to take our environment and make it the very opposite of what their environment was in. That's how we do it. That's how we change the environment. Because if you're paying $5,000 for a screen, you should be able to operate that screen just about in any environment you stick in just about any environment, especially with the condensed lighting. We look at the condensed lighting too. How far apart does the condensed lighting separate from the screen itself? Some people have it about that far from the actual screen. And the demonstration I saw where you had the customer screen, number one, it was completely washed out. That's a Disney display. Disneys are always saturated with tons of colors. That kid's red hair, his locks, whatever it was, on the side area, it was completely all tannish. It was completely washed out. The whole entire image was washed out. And you kept looking up at the overhead lights. The overhead lights weren't really making too much contact with the screen. If you look at them, they had about that much distance from the screen, each one of them. Come on, we can read all that. This is what I do. This is how I study higher technology by the environment, how the environment's reacting. The dark corners, and when you look at the corners, if the corners are dark and shadowed, that let me know there's no physical light hitting the screen. Like in the demonstration where I saw where they had the screen here and they had a window here, none of that window light was making contact with that screen. Now, if those windows were on the opposite side and direct view of the screen, that would have been quite impressive. But none of that. And I noticed at the edge of the camera, when you slow it down, the far window on this side that would have made contact with the screen had a shade on it. So this is all the stuff that I can break down in the video. There's no way in the world possible that I'm able to study these screens, get them over here and figure out exactly how they function and work and be able to beat these screens if I don't study how they work. That's what you know about business. But if you're so business cutting corners in your demonstrations, you miss all that. And that's the problem with your product. And at the end of the day, you can make all the memes you want. You can call us scammers. You can call us whatever you want. At the end of the day, I got a brick of your cancellations right here. And it clearly shows at the end of the day, you're afraid to have your product come down here. Even after giving us an invite, you're terrified. Because if your product was as good as you say it was, and our product is as weak as it's supposed to be, then you would have no problem crushing my technology, correct? Then why all the cancellations? Your product doesn't work. I wouldn't dare buy from anybody who doesn't have confidence in their own work. When I get on live stream and I do tests, I have 100% confidence. I can go in there, I can line my screen over and over and over again. I said, we never tested this before, but let's throw it up against the screen and see what happens. I do things outside the box as I'm doing demonstrations. You got to have that kind of confidence in your work. When you get letters from Screen Innovation, from their attorneys telling you to back away from their technology, that's how you know your product is good. You don't have anything like that. You don't get contracts, none of that, because no one would contract that mess. But when we get it down here and you've been talking all this trash, like I said, we can't order directly from your website, which would have been more convenient to just order from your website and have it come to the house. We'll do it the way we always been doing it. We'll have somebody buy the product, get it down here, we'll do the unboxing, and we will see if your product can pull contrast level equal to a black screen as you claimed. And then we'll put you against a Phoenix. Not a Phoenix, you're going against a Phantom, a black Phantom. But until then, this is what we have on them. These are all his cancel orders. These are all Crow's canceled orders. And there are lots of cancel orders from him. See, like I said, this is where you messed up. You should have never sent this out to begin with. You called up. You wanted to think if I was going to call your bluff. I called it. So what are you complaining about? You can't complain about harassment. You can't complain about someone being assessed. Well, I'm going to put you in timeout for right now. You can't complain about any of that at all, period. Nothing. You sent this. You gave us the invite, and we took the invite. And every time we took the invite, you got scared and you canceled the order. What other reason would you have not to cancel the order? If we're scammers and we're fakes, then we should be an easy opponent to take down, correct? Right? All right then. But you canceled the order anyway because you know deep down in your side and deep down inside your product doesn't work. It doesn't. At the end of the day, your product is nothing more than black and white paint. As in this video that no one can seem to find, and we put a challenge out there. Find the video. Y'all can't find it. Can't find the video because he deleted the video. And in that video, it shows Mr. Fernando making a black and white mixture. See, what y'all don't know about Crow, and what we do know about Crow is Crow, before he started selling his product, was giving it away for free. That's where that video came from. At that particular time, he was mad at everybody else because he felt that I'm giving my product away for free. Y'all should be doing the same thing too. He wanted ingredients on our product on a D5K, how it was developed and how it was made. Well, we wouldn't give him the information. He got kind of upset about that. He felt that he was upset due to the fact that we should be giving away our product, something that I worked hard to build from the ground up. And we should be along with him helping other people out to get free screens. We're not in the same boat as you. We don't even know you, Jack. But he came to my YouTube channel talking this nonsense and we denied him on that and he got upset. So this is what he was doing at that particular time. He was giving away his product for free. And then all of a sudden, a person who was giving away his product for free started selling his product. So now you're mad at us because we were selling our product because we weren't giving away for free. But all of a sudden now you're selling your product. Hypocrite. Anyway, so right around this time, let's say this video is still floating around with 27,000 hits laying on top of it, right? He never thought to delete the video. So if your product, and keep in mind, if your products were anything new, it would have never matched this mixture that we made. We're using this mixture for now on. This is our tutorial video. We make our mixtures from this to match your product when it comes over here. Why in the world would I go out and we can make our black and white paint from the tutorial that you made and match it against your product to see if it matches. And that's what we're going to do when your product gets down here. Now, what you should have did was, if your paint came anywhere close to matching this, what you should have did was you should have made your product completely different so it would have nothing to do with the free paint that you were giving away for free. Then that way, if somebody like me or somebody else came in and said, I wonder if this would match the same stuff that I bought, it would match. That's why we do demonstrations on the black screen called a black versus black. You know what that is, Crow? A black versus black is when we take a black screen and we take black paper, we take black material, black fabric, black vinyl, and we lay that against our screen. And then we show a snowstorm because we know any one of those screens can pull a contrast level, but which one pulls the highest white level? And we do that at 1,000 lumens. Now, if our technology pulls up a high white level versus all those different black surfaces, then we can see exactly where to heighten and advance our white levels on our technology. Unlike the UV mix, when we stuck that against a black Phoenix downstairs on a motorized projection screen, came up so dark that it looked like a black spot in the center of the screen where the Phoenix was able to roll down and produce a nice white image, better than your UV mix. And the interesting about the UV mix, it's gray. It's not black. Where our screen's black, which you would expect to produce a much lower white level, you know? Where your screen's gray, which should be producing a higher one. And the fact that your screen didn't have the capability to produce a higher white level and couldn't produce the same contrast, so it's a black screen being gray, clearly let me know at the end of the day that that product was nothing more than black and white paint. Because black and white paint, neither one of those, only white has the ability to see white light. But once you mix in that black, you dilute that. That's gone. That's what your product is, black and white paint. That's why the video got deleted. All your products are black and white paint. That's the base of it all. When you did the bare silver screen, the difference between the bare silver screen and your product was off by a small margin. About the same small margin as the personal mix and the Metallica mix, a small margin. I'll show you that today. We're going to do a demonstration on the white screen downstairs today. But anyway, if someone had one in, and when you painted the screen on your surface, which was the original screen you had on your wall, the bare silver screen was much lighter, which means it would have had a higher white level than the product that you had. But coming to contrast levels, you would have been able to pick up a better red, a better blue, a better green because your screen was slightly darker. You know what I mean? The darker the screen, the better the color. You get no black technology is better. But anyway, getting back to this, if someone had took that bare silver screen and they had dropped maybe about 2 or 3 teaspoons of black paint in there, they would have matched your product. You don't think about stuff like that. I know, because like I said, I used to make your stuff. But in this video, and not only, now here's the thing, not only did I sit here, and I'm really thorough about my demonstrations, not only did I take the product and was able to match your product, not to the Metallica Mix 2.0. We matched it to your personal mix. We matched it to a paint that had nothing to do with the Metallica Mix to see exactly how close it would come to match. And that let me know at the end of the day also that your product is nothing more than black and white paint. Because we were able to match a completely different product to your screen paint, the one you gave away for free. There you go. See? Same sample sheet we use in our demonstrations. Boom. Match perfectly. Contrast levels. We did the Sony display. Match the contrast levels. Everything perfectly. Colors. Everything. It's black and white paint. That's what your product is. And now to show you that, even to go even farther, to show you that the black and white paint mixture and the personal mix were no match for our technology, I stuck you against my screen. Here you go. That's the 235.1 screen I had downstairs, the one I used to have downstairs. Yeah, just even to show you that how fake your product is, I took that black and white mixture that you were giving away for free, and I took the product, your personal mix, and put it all together against my screen just to show you at the end of the day that your product fails on every level whatsoever next to black technology. Just like yesterday when I took your product and I walked around my house and it failed on every screen we displayed it on. Every single one. Didn't pick up on anything. I even went back and played the Hotel Transylvania. I did that outside, we did it inside, everywhere, and it couldn't pick up nowhere. Even put it next to a white screen to show you how close it comes to a white screen. And this is why we have cancel orders. I've never had anybody put money back into my PayPal account that fast. 1 minute. We got one down here. It was 1 minute. Here's the transaction sheets. $85 what we paid for. Canceled order. You know why this one's in gold? This one's in gold because this is the first order we placed through his account. The first order we placed through his account when he gave us the invite. When you go here, buy whatever you want. I want, click, hit that shopping cart. Did it live too. The first order we bought from him, he canceled it right on out. So how in the world are you going to give me a link to go buy? But we make the order. We make the order right from you. Right when we make the order, you cancel out. That's why this one's in gold. Because that's the first cancellation we got from him. And then we were just basically just buying from you just to watch you cancel out. I wanted to see exactly how many times you would cancel out. I actually ordered all 4 of your screen paints at the same time, and we got a refund. You can't, the world don't work that way, Crow. You can't talk trash and then later on come up and start crying Karen. You can't say, oh, he's harassing me. Oh, stay away. Oh, you can't do that. You know what I mean? If you're going to basically talk trash, you got to be able to back it up. If you're going to say, oh, my product is this, that, and the other, you got to be able to back it up. If any one of them big companies went out there and said something about my product, you darn well sure I'm going to come out there and I'm going to back it up. You can't back up your product. Why would you buy from somebody who can't back it up? At the end of the day, we'll have your product down here. Don't worry about it. We don't go through your website anymore because it's not worth the time. It's a waste of time for me to buy from you and have the money put back in my account. Buy from you and have the money put back in my account. I'm just going to contact, like I said, we got somebody over in California. We'll have them buy the product. They'll ship it to them. They'll ship it to us. We'll get it over here. We'll do the unboxing. And then you people can see why we have all these cancellations and why he can't honor his agreement and why his product doesn't work. That's all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make that black and white paint you saw in the demonstration, and we're going to break that down. We're going to put, sometimes we're going to make several mixtures. Some are going to have a couple of teaspoons of black. Some are going to have 3, 4, 5. We're just going to measure back and forth, make a couple and just see basically where we wind up at. I guarantee you that, oh, let me show you something real quick. So we leave that real quick. This is interesting. Now this is a fellow, we put his link up there too. This is a fellow who made his own version of his, this is about, how many years ago? Well, it might have been 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now, in this one, in our demonstrations, way back, like I said, 8, 9 years ago, you wouldn't have a P1 or P2, didn't exist. None of those high-end projectors exist. I mean, most projectors back then, I don't think we even had 4K. I think it was 1080p or somewhere around that price. But anyway, they were older projectors back then. But this is the guy today that has a high-end projector. He has a very high-end projector. And he's using the same gray screen paint mix, the black and white. As I said before, anytime that you use bare silver screen, because it's a very, very light paint, almost near white, it's kind of like, it kind of looks like a little bit darker than if you got like bare 1050. Bare 1050 is a really, really light paint. So it's the same thing, but it has a little bit of, it's not so much silver, but a little bit of gray to it. If you look at it, it's very light. So you have to put black into it because black is what they call the toner. This is what they did 8 years ago. It's a toner. It has how you make your paint a little bit grayer and darker is how much black you put in. You don't want to put too much in because then that would affect the white levels. You know what I mean? People aren't really thinking about contrast all that much. But anyway, let's go over here and let me show you this one right here. Let's go over to this fellow right here. And I'm going to show you, he's going to do the exact same thing. And he puts the ingredients for you to buy it from. Oh, remember that demonstration with the condensed light? Look at my screens. Look how beautiful my screens pull up in fully lit environments. You don't do those. Look at it outside. How many outside demonstrations do you do, Crow? Not a lot. I've seen them. They're really bad. They don't pick up any form of contrast. Stick to them colors. This fellow right here, right? So I want you to check him out right here. At the bottom, he paints his screen paint similar. Like I said, same color as Crow's product. Exact same thing. And he has the ingredients right there at the bottom. Now, right here at the very end, right here, he shows, where are we, how are they able to pop in? Boy, YouTube boys, thirsty for commercials, are they not? Go back and rewind and give you a commercial on top of the commercial that you just went through. Boy, they thirsty for freaking advertising. All right, so look at the paints he has here. I bet you didn't even know this video existed. Oh yeah, it does. I told you that it's called, they had nicknames for it. They called it YouTube paint. There was a whole bunch of names for it back then. Same thing, bare silver screen right there. 1050, just like I told you. You got to have black in it, put the toner into it, and then they put silver into it. You can use PPJ, like Digital Crystal Screen Paint was made with Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart doesn't make Metallica paints anymore, but you can go with PPJ or you can go with M and N. M. I think that's what it's called. That's all you need to mix it. Not even that hard to mix. That's it. Now, you saw what he did in the demonstration where he took 2-3 tablespoons of black. It's the same thing. Black is just a toner. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just toner. And I'll put this link at the bottom if you want to watch it yourself. It does the exact same thing. You could drop in. Matter of fact, if you just want to go buck wild, and it's still going to come out the same way. There's no wrong way you could possibly mess it up. If you put in, get bare 1050, or even get silver screen, one or the other. I would go with the silver screen because it's already tinted. You'll have to put less black paint into that because you don't want to put too much into it. I'll put about 3 teaspoons of that in there. And I would basically put in probably about 2 teaspoons of the silver. I would put that in there. That's what, but the silver you're never going to see. You're not going to see the silver. The silver is going to be unless you put a lot in, but the silver is going to be overpowered by the black. That's what's going to be overpowered by the black and the white. The glitter, on the other hand, that's going to pop more, but you're going to have to go down to Lowe's to get that. I would put probably about a pinch of that in. You don't want to put too much of that in because then you're going to have that Christmas tree effect. And it's going to react the same way. Look, no measuring spoons. You can't mess that up. Well, yeah, you can mess it up. You make it too dark, then you're going to come up like the UV and you're not going to be able to pull your white levels all that well. But at the end of the day, how's that going to work? Well, at the end of the day, you're not pulling any contrast levels. You're not pulling color. You're not doing any of that. It's not going to pull up. It's going to react just like a regular gray screen. Meanwhile, we can make that right now, which I'm planning to do, and you can watch my product take it apart. Now, like I said, if we do certified screens, at the end of the day, as a matter of fact, I do a certified screen demonstration anyway, but we do certified screen demonstrations, and our certified sample sheets go anywhere from white to mid-gray, to light gray, to gunmetal. And we could do all 18 of those on a screen on a pattern test. What do you think we could do to that? Please. Our stuff we test are certified. There, he's mixing it up so you can see it. But what I like about this demonstration with him, he don't lie. He doesn't embellish. He doesn't tell you this and tell you that. He doesn't lie. He tells you just like it is. Look at the color of it. I don't see Crow talking trash now. Look at the color of it. Told you. Now, our product that we made 8 years ago, as I said before, our projectors were older 8 years ago. This is a more up to date. So you'll see the black levels and all that come up. He's not showing contrast. He's showing shades of gray because if you were to turn the lights, all that would wash out. But you would need a high-end projector. The more advanced projector you get, the more better the screen is going to look. That's why we use low-end cheap projectors because we don't have to basically have to rely on a high-end projector. But I'm going to show you how he's going to get the same reaction that Crow does in his demonstration, and the ingredients is right there at the bottom. And it's exactly what I told you. At the end of the day, a bare silver screen or 1050, they add a black in it to tone it, and then they put a little silver in it. But for some reason, people think that silver is going to pop. You're not going to see that silver. That's going to be completely diluted. Let's go over to once he finishes up on the screen. Now, see the screen in the background? See that tannish look to it all the way around here? See that tannish look to it? That happens automatically to these screens when light hits the screen. You get this tannish look around to it. I told you, it's the same thing he displayed in this customer's demonstration. It's the same thing that came up on our screens 8 years ago. This is how it reacts to ambient light. Now you take the lights out on the other hand, and you could pull this. He has a high-end projector. That's what he's using, the same kind of, not the same kind of projector, but he has a high-end projector, just like Crow is using his demonstration to get his levels to pop a little better. Voila! Yeah, we know your stuff. So when you're sitting there saying, well, how does he get the image? It looks so sharp. The projector's doing the work. That's why. Because my projector over here, as I said before, is nowhere in the category of what this guy's using or Crow's using, and yet I can do that demonstration with my lights on with no problem. Because it's a darker technology, it's more advanced. Where if he turns his lights on, that screen's going to wash out. But with the lights out, he's going to be able to pull a much better contrast level. Doesn't that sound like something that Crow does on a regular basis? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, his product is nothing new. That's why there's no test demonstrations. He doesn't match any of our test demonstrations because you can't do that. That paint has a limitation. Just like when I showed you in the background, when you're looking at the screen with the lights on and you're seeing all this tannish to the screen, there's no way in the world he is going to be able to do the demonstrations we do in fully lit environments, especially outside. That's not going to hold up outside. It's going to wash out. If it's washing out under this, look where the condensed lighting is at. I told you, condensed lighting is always close to about a foot away from the actual screen. You can't do those demonstrations. Your screen would wash out. You can only use these screens in dark environments. The only way you can display color and some with really bad color off of it, which is going to be washed out regardless, you're going to have to be in a well-lit environment with a lot of color. Contrast demonstrations are done in the dark because he will not pull up. Other than that, him talking about how he's getting his perfect image, no. You're getting that image because you have a high-end projector and you're in the dark. That's why. There you go. That's why we request them to do a starfill demonstration of fully lit environment. Because if you're claiming that you could pull a black level equal to a black screen, then you should be able to do that in a fully lit environment with no problem. Very nice car, by the way. And for those of you who need to know, here we go. At the bottom, I'm going to put this here so you can see for yourself. That's the formula. I told you, bare silver screen, black paint, and they put a little silver in there. So you can put PPJ. If you can't find this stuff at the bottom, you could put in PPJ, M and M. You can put that in there because that's still silver. You could put in, it doesn't make a difference what kind of black paint, really doesn't make a difference. And bare silver screen. I would do the bare silver screen. If you're going to make this stuff, instead you don't have to pay for it because it's old. This stuff is old and you shouldn't have to pay for it. It's old. So bottom line is I would go with the bare silver screen personally. But that's why we tested it. That's why you saw in the demonstrations where I showed you where we made the product. I showed you that product that we made and the other product next to it. Let me go over here real quick. It is what it is. You can't get mad over it because it is what it is. It's right here. You're watching the demonstration of him making this product with a black and white paint. You watch the fellow over there who made the product. Again, he had bare silver screen. He had the black paint. I told you you have to put black paint to put the toner into it. If you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to have a screen that's going to be too light. It's going to wash out and it's not going to be the peak. That's why they put that contrast in there. That's why when I showed you when he did the demonstration against the bare silver screen, if you had added in a couple of teaspoons of black paint in there, you would have matched his paint perfectly with no problem. That would have definitely popped up. There you go. So be careful about calling people scammers, because you've been scamming people for a long time. That stuff is nothing but black, white paint with silver in it. And this one, he didn't even have any silver in it. He didn't put any silver in it at all, period. He just mixed black and white paint together. That's it. Didn't even put silver into it. Nothing in it. No glitter, nothing. Just simple black and white paint. And that matched the Metallica mix and the personal mix over here with no problem. Now, the other fellow, on the other hand, what he put in his product, he put silver and other stuff into his product right there, but you wouldn't see the silver at all. It wouldn't show up because it'd be overpowered by the black and it'd be overpowered by the silver screen. You wouldn't see it. And when he did the demonstration saying, well, my product is different from a silver screen, of course it would show a difference. Well, we have to be up close to see it, because the screen, when you painted the silver screen, was very light. That's like if I take a white screen, a white paint, and I paint that against a dark gray screen and I go look at the difference. Of course there's a difference, because your product is slightly darker than the silver screen. And if it's slightly darker than the silver screen, that means you're going to be able to produce a better contrast level than the silver screen. But if you add a couple of teaspoons of black into that, guess what? It would have matched your product. All right, we're done here. But like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what demonstrations we show you on his products, this is what it comes down to, Crow, at the end of the day. You have no confidence in your product. You sent us the link where we could buy from you. And what did I do? I went in and I purchased. At the end of the day, you canceled the orders. You did. I didn't cancel any orders. You canceled the orders at the end of the day. You canceled. Not me. This is why we got a brick of your canceled orders right here, because you have no confidence in your product. Oh, well, that's basically about it. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen, Crow. Like I said, we can't buy through your website due to the fact that you're afraid and you're going to cancel the order anyway. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have somebody to, as we did before, as we've always been doing it, have somebody go buy your product, bring it over here. Because if you're going to talk trash about my product and you're going to say it's this, that, and the other, and it's supposed to be fake and this, that, and whatever it's supposed to be, then guess what? It is my job to come in to see if that accusation is true or not. And that means buying your product, bringing it down here, and doing the tests. But you're afraid of that. And we can clearly see why, because we have so many cancellations from you. Oh, well. Now, as I said before, you won't know when. I'm going to take my time with this. This is not, I'm going to let that paranoid viewer set in for a couple of months. I'm going to take my time with this one. I'm a very busy man. I have things I have to do. So don't worry about it. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be next month. We're going to take our time with this. We're in no rush. This is no rush. I got plenty of time to crush your screen. And meanwhile, I can still finish working on the Phantom technology, which we're working on, because you're definitely going against that thing. Yeah, you're definitely going against that. So we got plenty of time. I'm in no rush to do this right now. I want you to wait and think about how many orders, when they come through your account, who could be us and who could be your real customers. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you when. I told them to take their time. I'll give them the go ahead and let them know when they can go out and they can purchase that product. We're going to take our time with this. I'm going to get every last one of them over here, all of them, and we're going to run these tests. That's what we're going to do. If you're going to talk trash about my product, then I'm going to bring it down here and see if we can basically take on the screen. That's it. End of the day. That's the end of the day. And then we're going to make that black and white mixture, and we're going to make that Fellows product, and we're going to see how close they come together to matching. All right, well, that being said, I got to get to work. Got to go. And yeah, we don't worry about it, Crow. We won't be harassing you. You call us harassing you and you want us to stay away. Don't worry. We don't go through your website and buy anymore, because there's no point. You can't back up your product. You're the cancel king. All right. Oh, is it the corner cutter king or the cancel king? It's one or the other, but you're definitely both. But like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference how you call us this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, I got a handful of cancels from you that show you that you have no confidence. You're scared to challenge my technology. And I even told you in one of the videos, if you cancel the order, beckoning you. If you cancel the order, your product is nothing but a fake and not worth anyone's time. And sure enough, you canceled the order. Where's these links at to? I need to put these links in real quick. I need to go to my channel, pop in these links real quick. He's probably messaging me right now, upset and angry right now. But it is what it is. You canceled. That's what you did. You did it to yourself. You don't have cancel orders from us. You place an order from me right now, it's going through. You don't have no confidence in your work. I wouldn't buy from anybody that doesn't have any confidence. Where's that video that we have on with all those links in it? Let me see. There's your UV mix right there. Your UV mix couldn't even pull up a white level. I don't know what the heck is going on with that stuff, boy. That stuff is freaking weird. I bet you. Here we go. What links are these we got on here? These are the gray screen paint mixes. These are the ones. Yeah, these are ours right here. These are the mixes we made, the old mix demonstrations. I wouldn't be surprised if you was going back and you was copying our old work, because this stuff reacts like Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. It does. It reacts just like it. I'll put those in there. That way you can go back and you can see the old demonstrations we did it 8, 9 years ago, and you can match them up. They look exactly the same. They wash out the same way too. When I tell you that your product is outdated and old, I'm not joking. Your product is literally outdated and old. It's like 8 years behind. If you had brought out that screen paint, around in 2012, you could have made a killing. You would have literally made a killing. You wouldn't have had the same projector you're using right now. No, you wouldn't have had that. That didn't even exist. But you would have made a killing. So much for that, eh? You would have definitely made a killing. But using that same, please. Let's find out. I need that other one too. Where's the other demo? Here we go. Here's all the other links right here. This is our ingredients for Digital One Crystal Screen Paint right there. You can make it with bare silver screen or bare 1050, 1 quart, flat paint, 2 to 3 teaspoons of black paint, silver paint, PPJ, like I said, M&M, 2 teaspoons, and Lowe's glitter. Lowe makes this glitter that you put on the walls, basically for, for decorations. I would go with the silver. I really wouldn't go with the gold. Gold might trigger off too much of an effect. That's all you need right there. That's it. You're going to make it. You might just make it for free. You make a gallon if you want. Doesn't make a difference. This is Crow's deleted video right here. The one I was showing you right there. The video you can't seem to find. This is our overseas contract. If you look at this demonstration right here, you'll see, like if I look at it now, I can see how the screens are washed out when the light hits it. It's doing the same reaction his product is doing, but this is our overseas contract. At least we were making money when we were making that product. We had contracts overseas, beta testers, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Over here, this is the YouTuber I showed you a few minutes ago. This is his video right here. You can go and check out if you want to make the screen paint. He made it. And this is the 8, we don't need this right here, but this is the 8 to 9-year-old screen paint demonstrations. We're doing actually that matches his product also. We're going to take all these right here. We just need this right in here and here and here. Right there and there and there. Right there. We'll take our ingredients for our Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We'll put that in there for you right over here. Oop, we came out of the wrong one. Oh, we're in the right one. All right, we're going to put that right in here for you over top of this one for you. There you go. Make it yourself. Make it for free. Well, you're not making it for free, but at least you're not paying $107 for it. Something that is old. And something that somebody does not have confidence in. Here you go, Crow Boys. There you go. You made that product right there. And if you sit there and whine and cry and go, well, it's not the same thing because this product is different. Well, guess what, Crow Boys? If he didn't cancel his orders, maybe we can have the product down here. If he wasn't such a coward and didn't cancel his orders, we could bring his product down here, order from his website, bring the product down here and test it to see if it is or isn't. But no, we got to do the long way. We have to have somebody buy the product, ship it to that person. They got to ship it to us because your buddy's too afraid and terrified to have this product come down here, even though we send us a link to buy. So don't come in here crying and whining about how we don't have this up-to-date stuff. Don't come in here crying and whining about how the demonstrations are fake, because it's kind of hard to get a product if the person who makes the product is basically canceling the orders. Could that be because it doesn't work and he's afraid? All right then. I never heard anybody in the history, even in boxing, that said, all right, this guy's talking all this trash. They're talking all this trash. It's going to be an amazing fight. Can't wait for this fight to show up. And the minute they go to step in the ring, one of the fighters is missing. And at the end, he's going to say, well, I didn't feel the need to fight him because I didn't think it was basically something that I needed to do to show basically that I was that good. No, at the end of the day, you're called a coward. That's what it's called. That's what it sums up to. No matter how you try to rationalize this in your head as being this, oh, no, I'm just keeping him away from my products because he wants it so bad. Buddy, if I want your product, I can get your product just like I have it downstairs right now. It's not hard to get. All right. It's not impossible to get. The problem is it doesn't work. And you know it doesn't work. And anyone making any one of these ingredients right here will match your product or probably make it even better than what it is. Easily. But that's how it's done. And even if you don't believe me at that point, like I said, there's the video right there showing you the guy making the paint himself using the basic elements of black and white paint. If that's not enough evidence for you. And if that's not the case and you still want to buy it, hey, guess what? I got a bridge over in Brooklyn. I'll give it to you for $3,000 a month. I'll give you the first month for free. All right. And after that, I'll explain to you that Santa Claus is real. If you chase down a rainbow, you can find a pot of gold. And you could buy a PS5 for $2 on eBay. Brand new in a box. Please. And if he wants to sit there and say, well, I'll make his product. You want to make my product. Please do. I would love to see that. Make my product. And not only make my product, do all the test demonstrations that my screens go under. Match every last one of them live. Because that's the strong point of our technology. You got some people that are trying to match one demonstration. Go, I did one. No, buddy. You know how many demonstrations or how many tests that one of our screen paints have to go through? You would have to match every last one of those live, and each one would have to be done perfectly as that screen comes out without flaw. If you don't test your own stuff under those standards, what makes you think you would be able to withstand any of our tests to begin with? If you're canceling out orders because you're afraid of having your product come down here and get tested next to one of my screens, what makes you think that you can make my product? Your own UV mix, you specialize, you don't specialize in black technology. I specialize in black technology, amulite rejection technology, and I also specialize in the same screen paint you made. And I did that 8 years ago with contracts, with beta testers under my belt. So I know how your product is made. You don't know the first thing about developing black screen paint. And the fact that when I saw that UV mix, how dirty that stuff came up, under a screen that's actually literally black, clearly shows me you don't even know what you're doing. The fact that when you were trying to show a 12, how a 12 was developed, and you put white paint in it, that was the first thing I started laughing. Heads up, there's no white paint in any of the black screen paints we developed. Just give you a little idea on that one. And there's a reason why, but you don't crack enough books to figure out how that works. But y'all enjoyed that video right there. All you naysayers who want to come in and call us scammers and this, that, and the other, here you go. Enjoy. Look at that. So when you go home and you look at your 100 and whatever screen you got on your wall, you just remember at the end of the day, I was making your product before you even knew I ever existed. Number one. Number two, you got fleeced because at the end of the day, I know how it's made because we started our base off with black and white paint. Either it was bare silver screen or it was bare 1050. Either one, it started off with a black and white mixture first. And then they add in a little silver to perk it or a little glitter. That's it. But the base of that product comes off with black and white. Now, if they're going to make it darker, they reverse it. What I mean, they reverse it. They start off with black paint first, and they drop in a couple of teaspoons of white to tone it. That's it. But you know, him getting on there with that projector and showing you all these pretty pictures and stuff and saying, oh, you know, it's special and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, blah. The guy just did it in the YouTube video, showed off the same effects, the same thing. Turned the lights on screen, washed out, same thing. What was his base in his paint? Bare silver screen, black paint, silver. There you go. Man, I'm telling you, I got to get back to work. I got things to do. Enjoy. Yeah, at the end of the day, Crow, I don't care what you're saying, what you do. At the end of the day, you basically, the cancellations we have over here basically supports. When we tell you that you're a coward, when we tell you that you're not man enough, when we tell you that your product doesn't work and that you can't even support your own product, we can back it up because I got a handful of cancellations of you terrified to have your product down here. Oh, well, that's basically about it. I got to get back to work. I got the Christian cinema we're going to be working on today. And I have a partnership with the church with that technology on another deal I'm going to be working on. Okay, let me get out of here real quick. Oh, just in case when you make that paint, if you think it's going to be more advanced than what we have over here, well, this is what's going to happen when you paint your screen with it. Yeah. Actually, I thought I would go a little farther in the demonstration, not only making the paint and matching it against a product that has nothing to do with the product that he actually made in the video, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to take both paints, the ones who made the black and white mixture, and the personal mix, and put it against one of our dark screens, and to show you that at the end of the day, you paint your stuff with that stuff, and you're going to destroy your screen. That'd be in like 2 feet of watch. I told you, you can't pick up color. That's all to it. All right, well, I gotta get to work. I'm gonna rant and carrying on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm curious. Look at that. Look at the cancellation. Look at this money put back into your account. Refund. Refund. Refund, refund, money put back into the account. After sending us a link telling us, oh no, you can buy whatever you want from us. You can buy as much as you want. Be a man about it. Buy as much as you want. And the minute we started pressing that button, you saw that order pop up. I know we had to freak out. I gotta say this real quick. I know he had to freak out. His heart had to come through his chest when that order came through. Talking about, yeah, Crystal Edge Technology Screen just placed an order. I know it went through his freaking chest. It had to, like, oh shoot, he just placed an order. Yeah, it went through his chest. Cancel that order quick. He canceled that order. That's why we got it in gold over there, because he canceled the order that quick. Talked all this trash and then canceled the order because he was afraid. Yeah, you got nothing to say, man. And as for your little naysayers, nothing to say. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. At the end of the day, nothing to say. Look at this. Cancel order, cancel order, cancel order. Thank you for shopping. Place another order. Cancel order. Look at the dates on it. Look out the dates. They were one after another. Look at the dates on them. Look at the dates. This is how close we were dropping the orders in on his account and how fast he was dropping them. Look at this. See right here? See how fast the money went back? Same day, the money goes right back on their account. On August the 16th, we placed the order. Thank you for shopping. August the 16th, we got the money right back on our account. Same day. Man. Okay, let me get out of here. I'm done.